Howdy, it's David Duford, El Jefe of Final Expense. Hope you guys are having a good day. Today I'm going to give you my top 10 reasons to sell Final Expense. These are going to be the greatest reasons you've ever seen to get into the Final Expense business. So without further ado, let's get started. Number one, solid first year commission. This is probably the biggest reason why I got into Final Expense, because I needed to make money like yesterday. I was in debt up to my eyeballs. I didn't have any opportunity to find a job during the Great Recession. So when all else failed, I looked at selling Final Expense. And Final Expense has a pretty good first year commission. There's products that have higher. But getting started in combination with some of these other issues or other reasons to sell was a big reason for me getting started. Final Expense, while it's not a renewal-based opportunity, it definitely is on a first-year basis. So combined with some of these other factors we're going to get to, if you're looking for a solid first-year commission product in the insurance business to sell, Final Expense definitely is it. Number two, the product market is growing and enormous. Again, a good sales and marketing strategy, a good product to sell, has to have dynamics that make it simplified, as well as the market has to be accessible. And the market for Final Expense is growing and enormous. It's basically old people who don't make a lot of money, that if they died, their family can't pay for their final expenses. So they feel obligated and have a need to purchase a burial or life insurance plan for final expenses. And the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, the rich keep getting richer and the poor keep getting poorer. It's kind of a truism in America these days. And even though that sucks, for the poor people at least, the truth is that's our opportunity. We can go in there and help these people with a product that if they don't have it, family members that probably aren't much better off are going to struggle and might have to do a funeral where they have to go to GoFundMe or borrow money, cause family strife between each other, and just cause problems. And that can be avoided with us coming in to help them. The senior population will be growing tremendously over the next 20 years. It's 2020 when you're seeing this. You're going to see more and more people age in and who are going to have a plan simply because getting to retirement, they haven't had the money they thought they would. So rest assured that opportunity will continue to be the place. And if you're looking for a career and a product to sell for a career, Final Expense is here to stay. Number three is it's easy to get leads. I don't like using the E word. It's a 4-letter word. But in some applications, it makes sense. And the nice thing about Final Expense is that leads are plentiful. Unlike a lot of other business models in insurance where there's lucrative products with poor lead generation abilities, Final Expense has one of the best and easiest ways to get in and do price points on different leads across the board. Of course, I'm a big believer, always will be unless something dramatically changes at the post office, that direct mail is king in the Final Expense business. But now we've got Facebook leads. Facebook leads are an affordable way to market for prospects without tying up a lot of your money. And there are also ways to market at cost-free where you do what I like to do, which is called seminar marketing. It's a strategy I teach agents who don't have the money to buy leads. So one of those things, one of those methods are going to work. They're generally affordable for the agent that's getting started, and it will yield you many opportunities to talk to people about burial insurance. Number four is Final Expense sales is a one-call close system. This is what I really like about this business. You go in, you sit down with Mildred, you show them what you do. She's either going to like it or not. And then you just go on to Eunice or Opal or anybody else that you see out in the field. It's an activity-driven, one-call close system. We don't sell rocket surgery here. We're doing very simple products that generally people understand. And the process to enroll people, to get them applied for coverage is easy. It's simple. It takes a couple of minutes and then you're done. And again, this matters because for those people who want to get in and get to work without a lot of complicated details, Final Expense, again, is very appealing. Number five, fast pay on closed deals. Because these deals aren't fully underwritten, they're simplified issue. Usually get an approval at the end of the application or at the end of the phone call. You typically get paid either a couple of days after it's been approved or a couple of days after the first draft has been collected. Typically, this is within a day to 30 days, depending on the carrier that you're writing and how they pay and what their standards are. And this relatively is way better than what you would find on your fully underwritten products, which could take months sometimes before an underwriting decision is reached. So, of course, faster pay means more consistent pay if you're doing consistent activity. And if you got to make money like soon, now, or yesterday like me, then this thing in final expense is going to do you just right. Number 6, little to no service work. So unless you're selling for the amendment company that likes to amend every deal that you do, which hopefully now in 2020 that's gone and long and gone, the nice thing about final expense is that once you sell the deal, you're done. It's unlikely you're going to talk to your clients ever again unless you harvest them for referrals or do policy reviews, which are always good things to do. So you don't have to worry like the property and casualty agent about doing service work, about getting away from being in a sales environment where you're seeing people and writing new business and going back to clients and getting bogged down with service work or having to hire a bunch of people to do the service work. You don't have that happen when you're in the final expense business. You write the deal and run. You write the deal and you go to the next one. It's a sales-driven business model. If all you want to do is sell and not service or do extremely little service, this is for you. Number 7, substantial long-term opportunity for cross-selling. This is a big topic that I've expanded on in 2020 and beyond. It's that final expense is a gateway drug. Everything I've talked about and will continue to talk about make it a great product to start in the insurance business, but it also yields you other opportunities as you start to gain experience and consistency. For example, one of the things I like to offer is selling Medicare Advantage or Medicare in general. This is a great product to pair with your final expense because it offers you the ability to create a renewal stream where you make money before getting out of bed. And who doesn't like lazy money? I sure do. Or you could sell even higher income average case size policies like annuities. A lot of your final expense leads, sure, they're not rich, but some of them do okay, and they've got a little money plucked away and put in a bank account, but they don't know, in many cases, it's at risk in the stock market, and there's ways to solve for that and eliminate the elimination of principal if the stock market collapses. So these are just a few of the cross-selling opportunities that are out there that you have access to working the same exact leads and the same exact people once you have some bearing and understanding on how to sell final expense. Number 8, again, as I kind of jumped the gun here, it's an activity-based sales system. Again, this is not like selling Medicare out the gate or even annuities, where there's seemingly more to know about the product and its technical issues. Final expense is a simple product. You need coverage to bury or cremate you? Great. Do you answer no to all these questions? Can you afford this? Let's do business. It is all about getting out there and hustling. And it was really appealing to me when I first started because I didn't want to spend months trying to learn a product and then start selling. I wanted to take a simple product and then that had a mass market and then go to work as quickly as possible. And Final Expense offers that to everybody, even today. Number 9, salt of the earth prospects. So one of the things that makes Final Expense great is that we're not dealing with trust fund babies or the ultra rich or the wealthy. We're dealing with mom and pop, regular old-fashioned older people that probably worked in a blue-collar job, maybe low-level management, but people who really are just normal, good old-fashioned Americans. You're not dealing with highfalutin people that are better than you. So a lot of people like this market because it's just normal people who aren't pretentious. And I've always liked that. I came from a market where before this I worked upper middle class women mostly and moved into really in Final Expense low income arena, the low middle class. I liked it because it was just a different pace, a different feel, a different group of people. Not everybody's going to like this. Some people like to work the middle class markets and above. That's cool. But if you like kind of a more low-key type of clientele, this is definitely your thing. And then last but not least, one of the things I really like about Final Expense is the opportunity for scalability as far as activity and agency creation. At the filming of this, my best agent, and I've got 2 agents that last month wrote $50,000 in Final Expense business. They'll probably keep somewhere between $35,000 and $40,000 in commission. It's a rough estimate. That's after expenses. And the only way that they've gotten to this level is they learn how to scale their lead flow to where they can run a ton of appointments off of a ton of leads. There's a lot of business opportunities where you're limited in the amount of appointments that you can run. Whereas with Final Expense, you can run appointments all day, every day during the week. And this gives you the opportunity for more at-bats to make more money. And then you can also, eventually, if you'd like I did, scale into agency ownership. If you like the idea of passive income, like I mentioned earlier, but you want to be in a position where you own an agency and recruit and train agents to do what you're doing, with a little skill in a couple of years, you can do the same thing. If you know what you're doing and can show your success, and you're passionate about helping agents and like training and coaching them and don't find it annoying, then you'll like agency growth because it allows you to create a passive level of income. We're meaning you don't have to go out there and sell yourself. I think, again, that's really an important concept we should all be thinking of because it's worked out very well for me and many others I know. So that's my 10 top reasons. I hope this gives you confidence that selling Final Expense is for you. And if it is, go to my website at davidduford.com, click Join Dave's Agency to learn more about how my Final Expense sales and marketing mentorship program works. You work directly with myself. I help insurance agents across the nation sell Final Expense successfully. It's what I got started with in 2011, and it is a core product that I offer in my agency. It's a great way to get started in the insurance business, and I show you how to do it the right way as opposed to the not-so-right ways some of my competition tends to teach. My name is David Duford at davidduford.com. Thanks for watching.